my wife cheated on me. And my revenge was perfect. I always believed my life was simple, stable, and honest. I wasn't rich, and I wasn't famous. But I had something many people spend their whole lives searching for: a home. And a partner I believed loved me. My wife's name was Emily. We met 8 years ago at a small coffee shop downtown. She was sitting by the window reading a book while it rained outside. She looked peaceful, almost like she belonged in a movie scene. I asked if I could sit at her table, since the place was crowded. She smiled and said yes. That moment turned into a conversation that lasted hours. Then days of texting, then months of dating. Eventually, marriage. For 6 years, we built a life together. We bought a small house in a quiet neighborhood. Every weekend we cooked dinner together, watched movies, and talked about the future. At least, that's what I believed was happening. Looking back now, I realize the warning signs appeared long before I was ready to see them. At first the changes were small. Emily started spending more time on her phone. She used to leave it anywhere around the house. But suddenly, she always kept it with her. Even when she went to the kitchen, even when she went to the bathroom. I noticed it, but I ignored it. Everyone deserves privacy, I told myself. But then other things started changing too. She began working late more often. Sometimes she wouldn't come home until almost midnight. Her explanation was always the same: work is busy. I believed her, or maybe I wanted to believe her. Then there were the emotional changes. She stopped laughing at my jokes. She stopped asking about my day. The woman who used to hug me the moment I walked through the door now barely looked up from her phone. One night I woke up around 2 in the morning. Emily wasn't in bed. I walked quietly through the house. I saw light coming from the living room. She was sitting on the couch typing quickly on her phone. When she noticed me standing there, she immediately locked the screen. "Just work messages," she said. Her voice sounded nervous. Still, something inside me had started whispering that something was wrong. Weeks passed, and the feeling only grew stronger. One afternoon I came home early because a meeting at work had been cancelled. Emily didn't know I was coming back. As I walked toward the house, I noticed something strange. A car I didn't recognize was parked down the street, but when I opened the front door, Emily suddenly appeared in the hallway looking surprised. "Why are you home early?" she asked. But that night I couldn't sleep. My mind kept replaying every strange moment from the past few months. Was my wife cheating on me? The thought made my stomach feel heavy. I didn't want to believe it. A few days later, Emily told me she was meeting a friend for coffee after work. Normally I would have stayed home, but that day, I followed her. I kept my distance as her car moved through the city. Eventually she parked near a restaurant. She stepped out and walked inside. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Then another man walked into the restaurant. He looked around before walking toward Emily's table. Then, something happened that made my chest feel like it collapsed. He hugged her. Not a casual hug. They sat together, laughing and talking like they had known each other forever. I watched through the window for almost an hour. By the time they left, I already knew the truth. My wife was cheating on me. I drove home in silence. Part of me wanted to scream. Another part wanted to cry. But the strongest feeling was something else. Calm. If I confronted her immediately, she would deny everything. So instead, I decided to wait. And while I waited, I started collecting evidence. Over the next few weeks, I quietly documented everything. Photos, messages, times she left the house. The more I discovered, the worse it became. Their relationship had been going on for almost a year. An entire year of lies. The best revenge isn't emotional. It's strategic. So I kept pretending everything was normal. I smiled. Meanwhile, I met with a lawyer and showed him everything. He told me that if I stayed patient, the outcome would be in my favor. About a month later, Emily finally said what I had expected. She asked for a divorce. She said she wasn't happy anymore. I calmly agreed. But before anything was finalized, my lawyer presented the evidence. Every message, every photo, every lie. Because she had used shared finances during the affair, the court ruled strongly in my favor. I kept the house. The man she cheated with disappeared almost immediately when the situation became serious. Within weeks, she lost almost everything. Months later, she tried contacting me. She said she made a mistake. She said she missed our life together. But by then, something inside me had already changed. I didn't feel angry anymore. I didn't feel sad. I simply felt free. So I never replied. Because the greatest revenge isn't destroying someone's life, it's moving forward with your own, and leaving them behind with the consequences of their choices. Sometimes, the most powerful revenge is simply living a better life without them.